Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I going to go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
Till next time, Dynast Amir, I'm out.
Peace, fam. Hope all is well. I hope today's Friday. I hope your Friday is going well. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button again. Please hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Also, make sure you share and you subscribe to the Search for Uhuru family. Again, make sure you share and subscribe to the Search for Uhuru family. We will love to have you. We will love to have you. Guys, listen, if you have not bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, please go and buy the documentary. Again, please go and buy the documentary. Go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. Again, please go and buy the documentary. Go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. I was up this morning entering the documentary into some film festivals. So hopefully we'll get some responses back soon and see how that goes. So go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. Tours. We have tours coming up. Please go to donfo.africa. Again, please go to donfo.africa to learn more about the tours that we are doing. You can go to donfo.africa to learn about the tours that we are doing. November 20th through December 3rd, we are going to Sierra Leone, the beautiful country of Sierra Leone. November 20th through December 3rd, we are going to Sierra Leone, and I would love for you guys to join. Would love for you to join. Also, citizenship is available to those who qualify. Again, citizenship is available to those who qualify. Citizenship in Sierra Leone. And guys, the way things are looking right now in regards to this Ukraine-Russia war, how it's about to kind of escalate even more, I would recommend definitely trying to seek other countries to get at least residence in, okay? And we're going to do a separate show on that. Again, I would definitely seek options outside of America. It does not hurt. So again, visit donfo.africa, DANFO.Africa, to learn more. Without further ado, we got brother Terry on with us today, and we're going to be discussing, can Africa dominate the Web3 and crypto space? Now, if I'm not, please correct me, but I think Nigeria was number two or number three in the world when it comes to Bitcoin, um, the number of people acquiring Bitcoin, something of that nature. And then listen, when I was in Nigeria in August, Murtala Muhammad Airport in Lagos, there's a big old Binance uh, advertisement billboard at the parking deck when I was there in August in Nigeria in Lagos. So let's go ahead and bring on brother Terry, and we're going to jump into the conversation. Let me stop this screen real quick. There we go. Brother Terry, go ahead. How you
How are
doing?
you doing, Dynast? I'm
I'm good.
okay.
How are you? Doing
I'm
well, doing
fine.
well.
Okay. Thank you for bringing me on again.
Oh, anytime, brother. The information you're giving us is valuable. So,
Thank
anytime
you.
you want to come on, I'm gonna let you come on, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish more people were listening, but usually they only come when we're you know,
Yes, yes.
I don't want to say being ratchet, but we're controversy. They come for the controversy. There we go. But
Oh, okay.
topics like this, people
Yes, but it will come in handy in the near future.
oh yeah.
We'll
Well,
end
no,
up
actually,
finding.
that's why you're here. Trust me, I know.
Mhm.
So, Terry, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll jump right into the topic.
Okay. Thank you for bringing me on. I'm Terry Ajayi, and let me start by saying my YouTube channel is Uloggers TV, and that's a crypto related YouTube channel. My email is on the screen, uloggerstv@gmail.com. And my username across the internet is surpassing Google. And that is my mission, surpassing Google. And to be effective in surpassing Google, you need crypto. You cannot surpass Google effectively using Google. So you need crypto. And that's one reason I'm interested in cryptocurrency and the Web3 space. So, the topic today is whether Africans can dominate uh, Web3 and cryptocurrency, or whether the West will dominate again. So, it's going to be like, it's not a full discussion. I'm going to be sharing my screen. So, I'll be sharing resources in crypto at the same time so that you get the gist of what crypto is about. The public narrative is that crypto when it comes to crypto, like Dinah said, he went to Nigeria and he saw. I mean, he mentioned Bitcoin when he mentioned Africa and their adoption of crypto, but crypto has advanced past Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is just the introduction to cryptocurrency. It was created to become like an efficient financial asset, but there are hundreds of thousands of cryptocurrencies that came after Bitcoin with more complex capabilities than Bitcoin.
Hey, can I let me a quick question, Terry? Do you think Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin one day?
Yes, no, I don't. In crypto, anything is possible. In reality, it's a peer-to-peer ecosystem. The moment the mentality adjusts and people become truly peer-to-peer, there is a possibility that Ethereum surpasses Bitcoin. What do I mean? Even though people are in the cryptocurrency space today, their ideals, their way of interacting with the chain is not yet fully peer to peer. Even though they're in a peer to peer ecosystem, there's still regulation, they are still influenced by the popular narratives, the state of the West. As such, Bitcoin still has prominence, and there's the other cryptocurrencies have not broken away from the narrative of Bitcoin. So it's not a coincidence that today, whenever the price of Bitcoin falls, it affects every other. You can predict that every other cryptocurrency will fall, and if Bitcoin takes like a 2x beating, other cryptocurrencies usually take like a 10x uh, beating, in price. So, but there will be a time where the mentality of crypto users adjusts, and at that stage, anything is possible. Now, yes. So the topic at hand is I don't know if I answered your question, Dynast.
It can, or it might not. I think that's what I got from you.
What the conclusion is anything is possible.
Right, right. So it
Yes.
possibly can, but it possibly cannot. I mean, it can go either way.
Yes, there's some advancement in Bitcoin. In recent times, there has been
Yeah,
uh, s-
what are they building on Bitcoin though? Like what? I mean, what's being
they
built
they've
on Bitcoin?
started they've started like
Like
they
what?
have something called Lightning Network that is a
I'm
layer.
familiar with Lightning Network. I'm familiar with that, but what dApps are being built on Bitcoin?
There's no prominent one as of now,
Right.
but if you want to do further research, there's a project called Stacks that is propagating that possibility very strongly. So maybe I'll just share my screen. Whenever you want to research that, just research stocks.
Is it STO? How do you spell
No,
STOX or
no,
ST
Stacks.
stacks? Okay.
Yes. So the motion for building dApps on Bitcoin is becoming possible, but it's still in its early stage. Yes.
'Cause I think that's the thing. There hasn't really been that much innovation with Bitcoin
Yes.
since it was launched. You know.
Yes, because it wasn't launched, it wasn't created for such purpose.
Right. Right. Right.
Yes, and the moment you start adding those elements, it may compromise security. And the key element of Bitcoin is that security. That's why they will, in case Bitcoin wants to transition to maybe a proof of stake model that favors scalability, people may go against that. There's also politics. Miners are making a lot of money from the current model of Bitcoin. So if there's a proposition that Bitcoin transitions to a more scalable consensus model, I'm sure there will be a backlash, amongst other things. So yes. So the topic at hand is, like I mentioned, is about whether the West will dominate crypto all over again, or Africans have the capacity to do so. And I just outlined some, topics so that there's a bit of order. Let me share my screen now. Share screen.
Hold on one second. Kelvin Hardy, get serious, bruh. Most African countries have banned crypto trading. Okay, Kelvin, out of the 54 countries in Africa, you said most, so that means 28 have banned crypto trading. Please list, Kelvin, the 28 countries that have banned crypto trading. Go ahead. We'll be here for at least another hour. So go ahead, Kelvin. So again, Kelvin, I want you to list because you said most have
Mhm.
banned. So that's more than half. There's 54 countries. So list the 28, or just do this, list the 27 which have banned crypto trading. Kelvin, you can put it in the chat room. All right, let me share this real quick.
Okay, so I just I had outlined. It's just a draft. I rushed it before coming on, and where is it? So we'll just follow this, a bit of history, and what tools are being built so far that will constitute the framework for Web3. Then Africa doesn't have the same internet as the West, and I'll just follow this format for today's discourse. So anyway, we've begun the history. It started with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin doesn't have the same capacity when it comes to building projects or application as other cryptocurrencies. Since Bitcoin, there has been many other cryptocurrencies, that have come to the fore, such as Ethereum and many other thousands of them in reality. So, at this stage, let me highlight some of the things you can accomplish by virtue of cryptocurrencies like Ethereum that was not once possible. I'll focus on the Africans for now. Let's start by saying that the type of internet that is served to the Africans is not the same as that of the West. So you already see limitations there. When I was in Nigeria, for example, I was looking for freedom. That's how I found crypto, basically. I was looking for a limitless atmosphere, where I can serve content and it will rank similarly as someone who posted content from USA. I was looking for an outlet on the internet where there wasn't censorship, because you experience censorship like on Facebook. You have a new project, you create a page, and maybe you message people about your page, and Facebook deems that as spammy and then delete your account and don't declare what reason there is. There are things like shadow banning on Twitter. You may be using Twitter, and on all platforms, the conventional social media platforms, you just see that you're not gaining any traction any longer. If it happens on YouTube as well, the algorithms shadow ban you and without any notice, and you basically cannot bring content to the fore. Let's say in the fundraising field, you have a project and you want to bootstrap it using the likes of Kickstarter or GoFundMe. Your IP location is an issue. You go to GoFundMe, you cannot raise funds directly. You have to go through someone in maybe USA. So many limitations exist, with the internet in Africa. So, in my course for looking for a level playing field is how I found crypto. I was exploring the search engines with different search queries, and then I found crypto. I found a social media platform that I didn't know was built on a blockchain, and that was my entry point into cryptocurrency. Okay, so that established. The question now is, now that we have the possibility for freedom, how much advantage are we taking of this possibility? So by virtue of cryptocurrency, there is now freedom. You can have your content. Content is the power of the world in
Right.
reality. The entirety of Google is content based.
Sure. Let's do this. Let's if you could explain what Web3 is so people can understand.
Okay. Let me share screen again. I think it's easier with. I can't hear you.
My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, just go
Uh,
ahead and I guess put it on the page that you want to share because right now it's
Okay. So let me just keep it simple and show you. I did this before, but let me start with this example. So let's say you wanted to. Uh, Web3 is an advanced version of the internet. So it's where the entirety of the internet is headed in eventuality. So at the moment, there are many applications, regular websites that you cannot interact with, even though you use the internet. That constitutes Web3. There are perhaps hundreds of thousands of them already in existence that you cannot interact with. As such, you are limited in your usage of the internet and in your capacity to acquire knowledge because you are lacking information associated with thousands or maybe hundreds of thousands of Web3 related applications. So basically, a Web3 related application is one that stores information on a public blockchain as opposed to a centralized database. So I'm going to use Rarible again as an example and compare it to Facebook. So for in the case of Facebook, let me now open Facebook. So in the case of Facebook, To connect to Facebook, you need third party authorization, which comes from Facebook. So in the process, starting with signing up, you
Mm.
need to acquire authorization from Facebook to be able to sign up and interact with Facebook.
W-
Now,
Terry, one second. Kelvin, if you could post the link, Kelvin, in the chat room, that'll be great. Or let me know what site to go to that shows what you're claiming. Okay, go ahead.
okay, so Facebook, you need authorization to interact with Facebook at any level, starting with the sign-in process. So during the signing process, you have to part with your email, which is basically your privacy sign up. In some cases, let's say you have an e-commerce store or something like that on Facebook, you will need Facebook's authorization again, even though you've raised some revenue. You may need to do KYC and stuff like that. And every on Facebook there's also censorship. You can have an entire enterprise page on Facebook and it's deleted without reason. You cannot restore it. On the other hand, you don't have any say on what Mark Zuckerberg, for example, does on Facebook. You cannot censor him. As such, Mark Zuckerberg becomes the hallmark, the influencer and everything. But in comparison, Rarible is a Web3 related application. To connect with Rarible, you don't need third party authorization. You just need a cryptocurrency wallet. So if you recount an older video that we did days ago on Dynast channel, we had to set up MetaMask, which is an example of a cryptocurrency wallet. So this is MetaMask. It's an extension that I've added to my browser, and it's an entire cryptocurrency wallet. Now, even though it has on it is stored a measure of cryptocurrency, it also constitutes my signing. The only authority that I need to for the signing to Rarible is my authority. By virtue of my ownership of this cryptocurrency wallet, MetaMask, I can sign into Rarible and interact with it at every level, whether it's a financial transaction or just to publish content, uh, consume content, and whatever. To every level, I can interact with Rarible on the basis of my cryptocurrency wallet. So basically, that's a Web3 application. Just a moment, let me sign in here. Mainnet. So a Web3 application stores data on a blockchain, which is public in nature and tamperless. So speaking of censorship, no one can tamper the information that I publish to Rarible because it's stored on a blockchain without a centralized owner. Let me connect again so that you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so now I'm signing into Rarible and I'm giving permission for this signing myself. Rarible, in this case, cannot stop me from signing in, cannot stop me from interacting with any of the publications here, assuming I want to consume them or purchase them. In the same vein, if I wanted to create content here, the content that I create will not be stored on Rarible. It will be stored on the Ethereum blockchain or Solana blockchain or Tezos, whichever of these blockchains I choose. And anybody can verify the ownership of that publication at any time. Rarible, as an application, if it wants to serve this data back to you on its user interface, instead of seeking this information, the data associated with your wallet from its centralized database, it just pulls up the information from the Ethereum blockchain or Solana blockchain, whichever one is applicable. So that's the basis for a Web3 application. You access it with a cryptocurrency wallet. content associate data associated with the application is stored on a blockchain, and a blockchain is tamperless. Rarible doesn't have a say or control over the information published on Rarible. Anyone can verify that data by checking the blockchain explorer. So, but there is more to Web3 than just what I've mentioned. So, Web3 has continued to advance. And one limitation you will find here that deters this from being a Rarible, in this case, from being a full Web3 application, is this domain extension, this domain name format. So, altogether, uh, rarible.com is a conventional extension or domain name. So they may have bought this from GoDaddy or Namecheap, and this domain name is censorable. Let's say, some government officials come and they say they want to blacklist this domain name. They can. Now there's a workaround. There's a workaround so that you can't be entirely censored, and the workaround is basically attempting to get a variety of domain names all linking to the same application. But let's assume that that is not a sufficient solution. What is the solution? And that's where something came about. NFTs came about after crypto, typical cryptocurrencies that enables the possibility of Web3 related domain names. With the extension .eth or .crypto, we covered this in a previous video. So let's say you wanted to buy a .crypto related domain name. You can buy it from Unstoppable Domains. We'll get to this, and you will see here, I just typed in the username Woody Maya, we will get to why this is important, and you'll see that you can buy this domain name with the .wallet extension or .nft extension or .blockchain extension, even for a small amount of $10, and you own this domain extension forever. So one of the beauty of cryptocurrency, which is obvious here, is the luxury of being able to own a domain name, for example, forever, without recurring payments, which is not possible if you were to purchase the domain name out of Namecheap. Another advantage is censorship. Now, government will struggle to eliminate let's say wodemaya.blockchain or wodemaya.nft. The reason is because these domain names are actually NFTs. NFT is something like this. It's just like, it looks like an image like this, but it's also stored on a blockchain. So what do I mean? Let me show you what I mean. Okay. Okay, so let's say we came here and we typed Wode Maya here. So you will see that the representation of this domain name is an NFT, and it's represented by this image here. So all that you see here that looks like an image is not just a regular JPEG or stuff like that. It's an NFT with utilities. Okay, so now recently the category of Web3 related domain names have started to trend. There's a reason for that. It's because it's another piece of the puzzle in the making that takes Web3 to another level. So let's say you could censor the domain name associated with Web3 applications before. You will struggle to censor it now if it's a wodemaya.eth, because this is stored on a blockchain, and to tamper the state of this out of a blockchain is very difficult. You will need to overtake all the nodes of the blockchain and change their state, and there may be hundreds of thousands of nodes constituting consensus for a blockchain in random locations and servers across the globe. Okay, so now we talked of interest. Now I'm the reason I'm highlighting this is to tell you that Web3 is advancing, and that is the state of cryptocurrency. It's ever advancing and rapidly advancing. And it is not a coincidence that in recent times, if we go to ens.vision and you look at the sales here in the last 7 days, 3-character domain names. This is not even, it's not even a word. This is of numeric value. 242.eth sold at 46 Ethereum. This happened in the last 7 days. Let me show you the price of 46 Ethereum. So I'm trying to capture the inclination of crypto at the moment towards Web3 and why Africans should take advantage of it. We'll get to that more in-depthly later on. But this is Ethereum. Ethereum is the second top-ranked cryptocurrency, and you already see one of the utilities of Ethereum. People use it to purchase cryptocurrencies or NFTs associated with the Ethereum chain. So going back, the price of this NFT, 3-character NFT, is 46.69 Ethereum. That was what it was sold for. Now, 46.46 Ethereum is 62,785. Now, let's look at this domain name. This is not a 3-character domain name. It's patriots.ethereum. It sold in the last 30 days for 75 Ethereum. Now, the difference between another importance of Web3 is that you cannot lie about data or duplicate data or censor data. So in the case of this data, if it was on a centralized platform, you cannot access this data except the owners of the data want you to see it. In contrast, on blockchain, any data associated with Web3, you can always reference it and verify it. So all these sales, this sale happened for $101,000. It's verifiable. You can check the transaction associated with this sale on the blockchain. So this is the sale, and this happened 1 week ago on the Ethereum blockchain. You'll be able to verify it. And you'll see this user cool.eth has 375 domain and has sold in the volume of 122.897. Now you'll understand where all this comes in handy and the relation to Africa. Now, before we proceed, let me tell you that in the last 1 week, you will see that Arabic started to trend, and then Chinese. Why not Africa? Where is Africa? We will come to that, and let me explain this further. So 999 Club. One thing about the domain names and why people are purchasing it is the scarcity of it. So in the 999 Club, there are only some 1,000 to 999 possible domain names of the 3 digits. So that brings a scarcity element there. Anyone that gets a 3-domain name, a 3-character domain name, whether it's number or letters, there are only 999 of them. That is in English. But people took advantage of that, and they started to create a trend where 3 characters in Arabic started to trend. This happened only recently, like 1 week ago. I didn't know about Chinese, but that has started. Now, in the 4-character club, there are only 9,999 4-character domain name possibilities or permutations, something like that. So there's also a scarcity element here. And you know, so let's leave it at that. Now, if you look at the four charactered
Hey,
domain,
Terry, so someone has a good question in the chat room. Can we
okay,
use these domains on a regular web?
yes, well, I'll get
Okay.
to that. Okay, let me show
Okay,
you.
good.
Let me just quickly answer that. Okay,
Okay.
so uh, now let's say months ago, you would have struggled to render this domain name on a browser like Chrome or Firefox or Safari. But Opera like months ago, became a crypto-enabled browser, and there's also a browser called Brave that will
Mhm.
render it with ease. But right now, you can render it. I did a video recently where I was trying to render the domain name, um, does these domain names with the .eth extension on Chrome and
Mhm.
Firefox, and it was possible. So typically you would use Brave because Brave is a Web3 enabled browser with Tor, with everything related to crypto. But if you don't have Brave and you want to render, uh, let's say, let's look at Vitalik. So Vitalik is the person behind Ethereum, and I decided to check whether he has started posting on his domain name, and he has. Now, for you to render vitalik.eth on Chrome, there are two ways to go about it. It's either you download an extension that enables it to render, or you append .link at the end. Later on, I'm sure that it will be possible to render it directly, but at this stage, this is the workaround. So if you add vitalik.s.link, so when you see a domain name and there's a website on it, you just append .link and it will pull up the website right on any browser, whether it's Chrome or Firefox. So yes, you can already view this on your regular browser. But typically, there is also uh, Web3 browsers already. So inside of MetaMask, if you have MetaMask on your mobile phone or Trust Wallet, they have Web3 browsers inside them that it's not available here on the PC, but on phone it's available, that enables that it's a Web3 browser. So any Web3 related websites, you'll be able to access it right inside that browser. But for now, if you want to render vitalik.s directly, it's either you download Brave browser or Opera. Otherwise, if you are using Chrome or Firefox, you just add .link at the end of the domain name. Now, this domain name, this brings us to another element of Web3 that beats censorship. So this domain name, this website right now is hosted not on a traditional hosting service that you pay for. It's hosted on, you can host it on IPFS, and IPFS, you don't even pay for it. It's decentralized type of hosting. And I in the last video we tackled how to upload your website or application to IPFS easily without technical know-how. So you can go through unstoppable domains. For Ethereum, there is a tool, there is a website builder and all that will ease the process for you. Again, if you are struggling with doing all these things, you can contact me. My email is on the screen. So this is another tangible aspect of Web3 that is of importance, that will enable a full peer-to-peer Web3 that is uncensorable from all angles. And then the element of free comes about. So unlike traditional conventional systems where you need to pay for stuff recurrently, many things you can pull up free for many things in many crypto applications in Web3. Okay, so going back, I don't know if I've answered this question. You can view the websites associated with Web3. There's also a search engine building. I found one. search engine building that is already ranking Web3 applications. And this is it. So another way to render Web3 applications, this is specifically for Ethereum, is by adding a .limo. So either .limo or .link after the Ethereum. So this is a decentralized search engine for Web3 applications. So you'll see here, you can search the websites. And that website that we saw earlier, Vitalik, is featured here. And there are many. So imagine being able to own a keyword.
Dude. I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I just Kelvin. I read the list, bro. Oh goodness. No, Kelvin. There's a difference between implicit ban and absolute ban. All right, it's a difference. The only countries that have absolutely banned crypto in Africa is Algeria, Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, and that's it. There's a
Yes.
clear difference, bro.
Even if Binance, Central Bank of Nigeria, deterred trading to an extent of crypto, people are still trading. You can still trade
Yeah, that's what
crypto
I'm saying. He
out
says
of
you can't,
Binance.
but see, it's just a lot of people coming here with their drop the mic. I got you, because his comment was that crypto is banned as far as trading in 27 countries. And like for example, one of the countries he listed, Senegal. Like I log in and Nigeria when I go to my KuCoin account, I don't have to use a VPN. I'm able
Mm.
to log in and trade. So people just sometimes they're just
Yes,
misread or
and
don't know what the hell they're talking about. So
yes,
so
they,
yeah, yeah.
it's
So
basically,
only three countries have absolutely banned crypto in Africa. That's
yes,
Egypt, Tunisia, and Morocco. So meaning when they say absolutely banned, like if you were to log in, like if you were to go to like for example Binance and try to create an account, if you're Moroccan, if you're Tunisian, if you're from Egypt, if you go to Binance or any crypto site and try to create an account and you don't have a VPN or any crypto site, you're not going to be able to. Everywhere else is fair game. So I don't. Yeah, it's just
yes, and
sometimes
that
I feel
brings
like
us to Web3. That brings
yeah.
us to
Go ahead.
Web3. So that's one of the issues. The censorship, centralization is what brings this about. But you can still trade cryptocurrency out of the decentralized space without any limitation. So you can use, let's say you wanted to buy with Uniswap. This is a decentralized exchange. Now, even Binance, even though they have a centralized exchange, they still have Binance.org, and Binance.org is a decentralized exchange that you can only access with your cryptocurrency wallet. So if you want to purchase cryptocurrency out of Binance from the decentralized exchange, you still
Oh
can.
wow, I didn't even know this.
Yes. And recently, Binance has introduced soul bound tokens. It's called BAB, is a type of NFT that just came about that's non-transferable, and many applications will build surrounding that. Binance also has its own wallet, uh, to access the decentralized aspect of Binance. You can use Binance Wallet, this one, or you can use Trust Wallet. You can also use MetaMask to access the decentralized aspect of Binance. Now, looking at Binance again, even if you go centralized and say Nigerians were censored and they want to purchase cryptocurrency out of Binance, they still can. They just need to go to the P2P side of Binance. So, where Binance just plays the role of an escrow, and just here. So Binance has a P2P, and you can purchase cryptocurrency direct with your bank account or whichever remittance app is popular in the country. So let's say you came here and you put NGN, you'll see Naira there. And Many of the Nigerians are here running. Nigerians make a lot of money from here because there is very huge arbitrage opportunity. The pricing of Binance Naira on Binance compared uh, to the banks, there's like a 200 Naira gap. So there are many Nigerians here, even though it's claimed that there is a ban. And many of those African countries, they will adjust when the narrative associated with crypto adjusts, and many of them are influenced by the West, and their decision making there. So that's not an issue. You can still interact with cryptocurrency. Now, what we are trying to accomplish with this video is that cryptocurrency goes beyond trading. There is a lot you can do and explore out of cryptocurrency, and we will get there towards the end of this video. It's time to build projects, than be wary about limitations. So there are no limitations in crypto. Anything that is impossible in the traditional conventional world is possible in crypto. And we are establishing this. So earlier I was featuring a search engine already in the making. And imagine this type of possibility. And imagine being able to own a keyword on Google. It's something you can never pull off till eternity. Like let's say you own Dynast Amir on google.com. It's not possible. But for me, when I'm creating my search engine and surpassing google.com, that possibility will exist. And that you can pull off with, on Web3. So there's a banner here. I don't know if they've implemented it, but I've seen one decentralized exchange where you can own a keyword on the search engine, on that particular search engine. So now there's a depth of applications here, and some of them are exclusively on Web3, meaning that they are not even hosted on a conventional domain name, and they may be that application that you're looking for, or that tool, limitless tool that you're looking for, or that 10x opportunity you're looking for out of a search engine like this. So although you have to do due diligence, but I'm telling you, why I'm saying this is that there's a wealth of information that you cannot access using the traditional conventional internet. So let's leave it at that. Now let's go back to this data here. And Dynast, I want you to do research. There are opportunities here. I wish I knew of this early on. I didn't start exploring this until lately. And perhaps you should start exploring this, because look at the price floor of the 4-character .eth domain names. It's 2.7 Ethereum. So basically, anyone that wants to buy here cannot buy lower than 2.7 Ethereum. And many of these domain names, currently the 4-character domain name, if you find one, it costs around $167 for a year. You may buy it for your project or for your brand, or you may buy it to flip it. And if you're to flip it, let's say you list it for sale, the minimum that someone can purchase here is 2.7 Ethereum. But that is now. Note that this industry of crypto is just gaining prominence. Imagine in years to come when everybody is seeking a Web3 address because they want to transition into Web3, and the narrative has been propagated globally. If you go to page 42, let's see what the top domains here are listed for. Like is page 41. Just a moment. Oh gosh. Just a moment. Now, this data is very important. It's something that you will struggle, you'll spend ages getting on your own. So please study it later on after the video goes live. And if you have questions, you can ask me. So you see, look at how much people are listing this. Now, it's not like they will sell it, but this is what a peer-to-peer world brings about. There is no regulation, and that's why you end up seeing the value of cryptocurrency going to any level, because people don't have reservations in how much they value stuff. So in this case, somebody has listed 2050.eth for 2050 Ethereum. Imagine how much that is. The question is, can people buy this? And the answer is yes. And I'll show you evidence of that as we go forward. Now, note that the crypto space has a different mentality. It's a peer-to-peer ecosystem. Many people get crypto via other outlets than purchasing it. Some people have got their Ethereum early on when the price was maybe $1. So the mentality when spending it is not like you are spending 1 million. It's just like you are spending 100 Ethereum out of, say, 100,000 Ethereum that you have. Some people have gathered their Ethereum from mining Ethereum. As such, the mentality when it comes to spending it is different from the conventional world. Now, at this stage, let me show you something. We will soon get to the Africa element and why it's so important. We've already touched on it briefly, but let me show you one wallet on that I tracked that is flipping NFTs. Now, this wallet bought this 3-character domain name. Let's search this wallet. So this wallet is this is a cryptocurrency wallet. So one thing that you can use this domain name for is to name your wallet, so that in case someone wants to send you cryptocurrency, they don't have to memorize this lengthy alphanumeric character. They can just send to surpassinggoogle.eth, for example, in my case, because I have the domain name surpassinggoogle.eth. So getting a domain name in the Web3 space is not only because you want to upload an application or a website on it. You can also use it. There are other utilities for owning this domain name besides building applications on it. In eventuality, most wallets on cryptocurrency will have this. And imagine the scarcity that these domain names will have. Because unlike the conventional naming space, let me show you one tweet here. So the difference, or let me just cover it quickly. On Facebook, on conventional internet, you need that's another limitation. So if you look at my Twitter account, my username on Twitter is surpassing Google without an E at the end. Now, why? Because Twitter only allows 15 characters maximum. So this is my username on Google. I had to make do with surpassing Google without an E. Meanwhile, my name across the internet is surpassing Google with an E. So I may have my account on Instagram with surpassing Google that has an E, on Twitter, another username. The difference is in Web3, once you have surpassing Google.eth, across all applications, it will be surpassing Google.eth. I want to expand on that later on. I'm just trying to establish that there are many uses for this domain name more than creating an application and hosting it and pointing it to this domain name. Another use of this domain name, let me show you quickly. Imagine that you built a social media application. I'll use this as a reference point. This is not built on the Ethereum blockchain. It has its own chain. But now, look at me when I try to log in here. I click on login. I click on browser wallet. So it's not on the Ethereum chain. It's requesting that I switch chain. It's actually on Matic, so I switch. Now look here. I've connected my wallet, but I cannot sign in to use this application because I need a .lens domain extension. So let's click on sign. Now what happens is it will check my wallet and notice that I don't have a .lens domain extension, and then it will offer that I go and get one. Now, if I want to use this social media platform, let's assume that this is Facebook and it now has 1 million users, or no, 1 billion users. And I know that my brand can gain the necessary traffic from this website, from this application, which is a social media platform, but I cannot access it because I need a .lens extension. I will have to go and buy it. And let's assume I go to OpenSea and I attempt to buy it. Let's see what the price of the of a dot. Now this is not .s. This is another blockchain, and it creates its own type of namespace. I mean domain collection. So let's type in lens XYZ. Let's hope that this is the correct one. Okay. Okay, so you see it's .lens, the extension at the end. Oh, sorry, just a moment. How do I find oh, okay, here. Where is that? Apologies, let me go back here. Login. Sign. Okay, claiming site. Now, at the moment, before we get to where we are getting, imagine what you can do with a domain name. The person behind this .lens extension can decide that is a parent domain name. He can decide to create this application and say want to allow Africans with a certain African related domain, like let's say Kenya.lens, Amir dynast.amir.lens. Only those users can access this site, for example. It's possible to pull it off because of this. I don't know if you get the gist of what I'm saying. Just a moment. OpenSea. And it like protocol. Let's hope that this is it. Okay. So this is called Lens Protocol Profiles. And you will see that all those domain names associated with those profiles are listed here, 76,692 items. Now, these domain names, those 76,000 people, this application you are seeing is a new application. It has not entered beta stage. So this is still alpha stage of the application. And let's say that it already has 78,000 users, all with the .lens extension. So you see the name here. The username is grabu.lens, memestar.lens. Now imagine that this person, the person behind Lenster, turns this into an enterprise where he decides to sell the domain names. Imagine how much that user will make. But even though he doesn't sell it and decides to put a royalty for every sale and gives away the domain names free of charge to early users, you will notice that many of the users here are listing their domain names already for sale. This is independent of the project. Perhaps they don't want to use the platform again, or they just want to flip their domain name, their .lens domain names for money. They come here and they end up creating a market for the .lens domain name extension. And here you will see total volume in terms of buying and selling has reached 142 Ethereum, but only 6% of the users have listed their domain names for sale. Now, assuming that there's a royalty, the owner of the parent domain name has a royalty for every sale, he will be making money. But besides that, he may have decided to sell this subdomains under the parent domain lens from the very outset and make money using that. Or create a platform. So let me give you an example. I did a side project in the past to experiment it and see the reaction. The project was called marlians.com, and it was an African related platform, a social media platform for Africa. I experimented with it, marlians.com. When I introduced it to the public, most of the people that adopted it were from China, for example. During that time, there was no such possibility as like this domain name possibility and stuff like that. I could not deter that participation in the early stage. Let's say I wanted to keep the early stage front runners of the project, from a certain, like Africans, for example. Now it's possible to pull that off because of these possibilities, things that you could not pull off, let's say, a year ago in crypto. So, anyway, you get the gist. You may not get it fully because you may be new to crypto, but the essence of this is just to improve your awareness so that you know what's going on and you're not lost in the crypto space. Now, let's go back to flipping. This user bought, in total, this user bought 47 3-character domain names. He spent 6.58 Ethereum. Let's quickly look at the Ethereum price again. Note that Ethereum, the price of Ethereum has...
It's like at $1,371.
Yes.
Like
so
that.
let's...
1,000, yeah.
Okay, so Dynast, let's look at this. So 6...
He's a millionaire.
Yes, so this is 6.5. In total, the person bought, let's say he spent 8,789. Now, this person targeted the 3-character domain names, and he bought 47 in total. Is it 47? Yes, 47 in total, but he has only sold 38 of them. And profit from selling 38 is 671 Ethereum. Now, let's see 671 Ethereum. This is $907,000. Now, this user, this is the history of domain names. He bought this at 0.137, which is, I think, the price. The price range now is higher, so it's likely he bought it earlier on. The price range now, if you want to buy 3-character domain, is around $600 for one. But he sold this for 38 Ethereum, sold this for 41 Ethereum, sold it for 37 Ethereum, and the list goes on. Note that he still has 9 more domain names of the 3-character domain name that has not been sold. Okay, so at this stage, let's see, can you still get 3-character domain names now? For you who want to explore it and maybe attempt it, I don't have the funds. I'm just starting all over again financially. But let me show you something. I did this in a previous video for you that want to explore further. Okay, let's use this tool and let's go to... now we are tackling this. Look at the last 7 days. There were still top sales in the last 7 days. Last 7 days, 242.eth went for 46.69. Now look at another thing you can pull off with Web3 domain names. You can pull off emojis, and there was a time where emoji related domain names were trending. Emoji related domain names, it has its own category here, and there was a time when it was trending, but the trend has died down, like when you look at the volume here of the triple F emoji. Okay, so let's go to as we are going on, let me also say that if you want to learn about crypto in 3 hours, you can contact me. I'm offering it for $50. So please contact me. So expired. And look at, let's see if you will find a 3-character domain name here. And this is one, xaf.eth. Now, of course, you may consider this risky, but me, I don't consider it risky. Even if I'm to project or if I'm just to use it for its utility, That's my own mindset. But let's see if you wanted to register this now. But that's a 3 character domain name. Now you have to be wary if when you are trying to purchase, there are some 3 characters that are not actually 3 characters. So you have to make sure you check here, because there are different workarounds that people do to try, because the minimum number of characters you can fit in for an ENS domain is 3. So some people try to make, like, put some symbols, and they are trying work around so that they can get into I that is a bit complex, but I don't know if we will touch it later on. But just be wary of this. Make sure it's 3 characters, and you can also verify that from here. So this is actually xaf.ethereum here. Now we have to change the chain because this is on the Ethereum chain. Now, at this stage, note also that even though Ethereum, the .eth extension is gaining dominance, there are other chains. Each of them have their own domain space, and Solana has it. I'll show you. So let's assume that one chain is dominated. We can go to another chain and dominate it, for Africans. Okay, let's not touch on that for now. Let's just finish this. We'll get to the African side. So you'll see that the price here is 646. So the floor, the price has risen compared to this person who bought his at 0.137. But this is the price range for a 3-character domain. Now, a 4-character domain is cheaper. That's in around 100 and it's unavailable, but it's 100 and something price range. But if you go 5 characters, it's at $10 or less. Now, at this stage, let me just touch on this. Let me just, let's say you typed, let me touch on Africa a bit and tell you what may be going on here. So you see Kenya.eth, for example. This is an African related domain. The question is, who owns it? Are we going to wait till that's dominated again by others? There's a likelihood that most of the African related domains have been taken and not by Africans. We will touch on that later on. Look at Wode Maya. It's not listed. wodemaya.eth. It's not listed. It's bought already. This is 8-charactered, and you can make an offer here to purchase it at a price that you desire. But the person that bought this has not listed this domain name for sale. But the question is, who has bought this domain name? Is it Wode Maya, or maybe an African? So that's the question now. Or some person has gone and ransacked all possible domain names, to dominate the African space again. And like I mentioned earlier, why we can create a movement start within weeks to rank Africa. There are many African languages and Africa-related words. If Arabic, the Arabic club trended recently, then look at all these characters. And the African language is simplistic. It carries the same letters as this thing. So anyway, so you spot an opportunity there. I've shown you. You can also monitor expiring domain names that will expire soon, and perhaps set an alert and stuff like that so that you are notified of this. But speaking of alerts, another component of Web3 that is very important that was not existing before is push notifications and messaging in a decentralized fashion, wallet to wallet. It wasn't possible like a year ago or stuff like that. It's now possible. In fact, only today I did 2 videos where I found 2 applications. They just launched recently. They are still in their alpha stage, that is pulling off emails on Web3, wallet to wallet. So you don't need any extra sign up. And I covered it today in a video. you can visit my video on my YouTube channel, and there's a referral link underneath if you want to access it using my referral link. But let me show you what is building here. And this is a Web3 application, even though it's not yet using a Web3 domain name and may not be hosted on IPFS or Filecoin or any of those outlets. It's a Web3 application because you can only access it with your wallet address, with your cryptocurrency wallet. And by virtue of this, it's not loading. I'll just keep reloading it. But this is the application here. You will see that I now have a mailbox that is not Gmail. And this is marvelous. What do you have to worry about if you are using Gmail, for example? You may not know it, that, but words like Nigeria trigger spam in the likes of Gmail. That's a limitation. You may have a worthy cause and you want to reach out to someone, and you have to be wary of possible words like Nigeria, or because it will not enter the inbox. Now, with these options, you may be able to reach anyone without those limitations, because to access this, I have to access it with my wallet address, and I'm sending an email directly to another wallet address without the third party in between. Now, this is an application. It may appear like the application is a third party, but it is not, because everything that's published, I don't know the technicalities of this application as of yet, because I just found it. Now, it's not a coincidence that another one came up, which I also covered today. I just found it. And if you want to get early access to this, you can contact me so that I can send this one. You need an NFT to access it. So that brings us back to the NFT space. So if you contact me, you can access. It's still in its early stage, so they've not opened it fully to the public, so you need an invitation to join, and the invitation, it involves getting an NFT. So you will see that this is also wallet to wallet, and you can now get mails associated with your cryptocurrency wallet directly in a Web3 mailing service. So I just received this mail now, and you will see that it's wallet to wallet. So this is the wallet that sent me this. So you will see that I got a notice of the domain names recently and their expiry dates right into my email from another wallet. This is new to the crypto space, and you can now pull this off because of the Web3 advancement and stuff like that. Note that all these things, this is just Ethereum alone. There are other chains which you can explore, and it's ever advancing. Now, I found this today, and it's still in alpha stage. But let me see other components of Web3 that are building. Let me just quickly see here. Now, recently, I also found Point Network. I bought some of its cryptocurrency. It's still in its early stage. I don't know the people behind it, but I know it's Dubai-based. And the cryptocurrency, it launched in this bearish state. The cryptocurrency has not. This is basically near the price of the token during the pre-sale. But why did I participate? Why did I participate in this project? Is because this project is going an extra length to where you can access Web3 without even a browser right from your PC. So in the case of this one, you will have to download the entire chain to your PC. And look at here, you will see people are getting an extension .points. This is building and in the making. Again, you can look for a video where I covered this on my channel. Underneath is a referral link you can join by. But look at what these people are building. They are building Points browser, and all this you will access right from your PC, not via a browser. So it's like basically downloading a chain to your PC and accessing it remotely. So you will see.
Would you need to be connected to Wi-Fi or internet to access it, or no?
I believe so. I've not tried it without internet, but I believe that I don't know. It's just starting. It's in its alpha stage, so I don't know what is in the future. Maybe they will use. Uh, there's also an aspect of crypto that I've not fully explored. It's like decentral. It's like peer to peer. I can't remember. It's where basically people contribute their PC resource and I've not really explored it to that
Yeah, yeah.
extent.
There's right. There's what's the
There's
name
one
of
called
it?
BitTorrent.
There's a coin called Flux, FLUX, where you contribute
Yes,
your
yes, yes.
PC space, and then it's like decentralized storage.
Yes, buying Dynas has really advanced. That Flux, I just saw it passively recently.
Right.
Run on
And
Flux.
there's
Yes, this is
BitTorrent.
BitTorrent now.
Uh,
This is BitTorrent. Yes. So it will get to that stage. It will get to that stage. I don't know how far it has come. I've not really explored BitTorrent uh, yet, but this project. Uh, so basically, you will see a feature of what you need to accomplish Web3. You need a browser, decentralized domains, which we've touched on, decentralized storage, we've also touched on that, decentralized identities, we've touched on that as well, a social media platform that is decentralized in nature, and a mailing service, we've touched on this. We've also touched on this when we talked of Lens and multi-chain dApps. So this another positive here is that this point they are going to be multi-chain. To accomplish that, they are building on a blockchain called Cosmos that allows for multi-chain stuff. Anyway, now we're getting to before we proceed, let me just quickly show you something. So yes, I saw this recently. Let me see which other thing I saw. Yes, there's one for push notification that I mentioned earlier. So that was also lacking in crypto. So wallet to wallet push notifications. So typically to get push notifications, you have to or to stay in touch with the advancement of crypto to get a wallet transaction alert or timely notification about a new coin or project, you will have to end up going to the likes of Telegram or Discord or to get those alerts. So one missing piece of the Web3 that also came into existence more recently is push notifications right on your mobile phone and wallet related notifications. This can solve many things. Like let's say there's an unauthorized transaction that may cost you $10 million. You may have been able to take action based on a notification, and this you can already download on your app store or Play Store, and have notifications to your wallet, to your associated with different cryptocurrency projects. All you have to do is opt in. So you'll see ENS here. You can get notifications about when your domain is expiring right to your wallet address inside this application. And this project is just building. So this is my account here, surpassinggoogle.eth. And you will see, even if you want to access some of the best cryptocurrency applications, this may constitute an outlet where you can find them. So it's already forming. These people are doing proof of humanity. I don't know about them, but they will likely use an NFT, either domain names or soul-bound tokens, to be able to pull off proof of humanity. There are so many things you can accomplish already by virtue of Web3, and it's still in its early stage. So that's the point I want to establish. Okay, so now that we have covered some of the major applications that are forming the framework for Web3 and establishing that we're still early on and have a chance at dominating the space or gaining prominence, the question is, how do we go about gaining prominence and taking action? Okay, so before we get to that, let me just quickly give you some history. so that you know why people are purchasing all those domain names early on. Okay. And this is not okay. This is another user. This user is Golden Bezos, and you will see that this person got 421 domains, a total of 1,360 Ethereum. This person has not sold. This person has just accumulated 421 domain names, and see how much this person was willing to spend: $1.9 million. And look at the categories where he bought. This person was only able to buy 25 of the 3-character domains. So this person may not be, I don't know if this person intends to flip it or just, you know, project the future of it, because this person bought only 25. That's a huge number though. But you'll see this person spread it and bought double emojis 39. So the reason it's possible to pull off double emojis is because uh, an emoji is more than the blockchain will not see that as 3 characters, because I don't know the value behind emojis. It's like a numeric value and it's lengthy. So the blockchain only allows 3 characters total, I mean, the minimum. So people were able to think of a workaround and start to bring about 2-digit emojis, because they can pull that off with it has multiple characters, and the blockchain will recognize it as more than 3 characters. And that brought about the advent of the 999 club, the 99 club, where there are only 999 double emojis. And imagine the scarcity there. And this person also got one domain name in the Arabic category, 4 characters, one domain name there. Now, again, like I said, with blockchain, if somebody carries out all these transactions on a centralized platform, you won't know about it except they decide to publicize it. And even if they publicize it, they can delete it and its entire history forever. But you can verify this by looking at this, the blockchain explorer, and that's the beauty of cryptocurrency. With cryptocurrency, you have the same amount of information of everyone as as they have of you. The power of a Facebook, of a Mark Zuckerberg, and his dominance over the world, or a Google, is just data. They know more about you than you will ever get to know about them. As such, they can become the standard, a hallmark, while we become like recurring customers, always influenced by their narratives, because they have the data of billions of people. We don't have anything of them. We can't hold them accountable, and they will always have an edge. They can always outwit us forever on that basis. In crypto, it's different. If Mark Zuckerberg carried out all these transactions on Ethereum, on the Ethereum blockchain, for example, you'll be able to verify it. Do whatever you want with that information, as much as he may want to do with your own information. Now, going down, you can see all the history, as much as 574 days ago when he first funded the wallet. And you will see he made all this money from one cryptocurrency, and this person was able to bring out the history. All this money that he used to buy. And that's why I told you earlier on that the mentality in crypto is different. Crypto has money more than the conventional world. So don't be shocked if you list your NFT or your for 100,000 and someone buys it. It's only possible in crypto. Why? Because this user made this cryptocurrency from an early stage project called SSV. He bought this token early on, and he was able to sell for $1 million. He bought on different dates at the rate of a total of 172K, and started to sell gradually until today. The person is still selling and has made a profit of 830K. And imagine taking a large bulk of that profit and putting it in domain names. That tells you the shift towards domain names. Now, towards Web3 domain names. Now, let's quickly look at this. ENS.club. This just launched. It's also a new application that you can explore. And I don't know, I've not verified the data, but if you come here, you will see that here it said that thousands of celebrities have .s domain names. So Elon Musk, LeBron James, they may have verified that, maybe he published it on his. Jeff Bezos has a .s domain name. Taylor Swift. So I've not verified this. You can verify this on your own. I don't know if they are the actual people that got it or someone else got it. Now imagine if someone else got it. A Jeff Bezos in due time may want that domain name, and he will struggle to buy it at any price. Whoever, stuff like that. Anyway, that is just to hint you of the opportunities there. Now, before we let's close this and let's look at this. No, sorry, just a moment. Unstoppable. Installed. Just a moment. Okay, so let's look at this data. The number one broker, and that should give you an insight into what's to come with these domain names and why there is a shift there. Look at this. The number one.
Real quick, Terry. Let me ask you this: the point network.
Yes.
Are there any other projects similar to that are being worked on?
I've not seen.
Yeah, I've seen.
At points they are trying to build an entire suite of those applications, but most that I've seen, they are just exclusive to one industry. Yes, like yes. Okay, so going back, let me show you some data here. Okay, so the number one broker in the world. Now, the number one broker in the world, he jumped on a podcast by Unstoppable Domain. So this is telling you that he may have some dealings there, or may be purchasing domains with Unstoppable Domains of the .crypto extension, .x extension, etc. But I've done a video about Unstoppable Domains. You can look at my channel or look at Dynast's previous my last video with Dynast and Dynast channel. You'll find info about Unstoppable Domains there. But look here. He sold X.com to Elon Musk. Now, X.com don't even have a website on it, meaning that I don't know how much he sold it, but there's some value there. And do you know that because of this .x.com, when Unstoppable Domains brought about the .x extension, it constituted a trend. People were purchasing that, just relational. They are trying to relate it to maybe an Elon Musk will pick interest there, and just based on that projection or speculation, there became a trend. So most people started to buy dynastamir.x, even though it's more expensive. It's like $100 compared to
Hey, real quick, so Point Network has its own blockchain.
I don't know. Yes, its own blockchain, but it's under another block. So I also want you to research. You can research Cosmos and Polkadot.
Right.
So Cosmos is like blockchain of blockchains.
Right.
So yeah, so Point Network, it's still in its alpha stage. So I don't know if they will. For now, they've built a blockchain, but they are using the Cosmos SDK.
It's on the Cosmos network. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got you. Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like here now, you see, like this is Kepler. You use this wallet to access Cosmos. So because it's easier to build a blockchain on Cosmos than you start a blockchain on your own. So that's why many people are, and then the different blockchains will be able to intercommunicate, stuff like that, and you won't have to worry about security on your own and all that. Or so they built their blockchain here on Point Network and on Cosmos. But I don't know what the future is for them, if they will have their own native blockchain. I'm not very sure, but they have an explorer for them here. And for me, I didn't buy much. I just bought a few and I'm staking it. So I just bought from a contributory perspective, not not for ROI maybe in the future. But you'll see that I
What's
bought a
the
few.
what's the APR when you stake it? Oh, okay, you got it right there.
Yes,
So
I
two
don't know.
percent.
I don't know what the APR is, but this is just 300. I still have some points, but it's vested, so I don't have it access to it yet until after a few months. But I stake 310 points,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is just like 3 days of rewards,
That's not bad.
5.1. Yes, yes. There are some chains that have good rewards for now, so if you want to explore, another one I'll recommend because the narrative is strong is Evmos. Evmos APR is like 200, uh, 200, and it just dipped recently. The price of the token just went down.
What's it called? Emos. Okay.
Yes, Evmos is a hybrid of Cosmos and Ethereum. So applications on Evmos, you'll be able to connect to them with either Kepler or MetaMask. So for example, here, if I connect wallet, I can connect either with Ethereum or MetaMask.
So okay.
So I like the
Hey,
narrative of it, and the
so
APR is
so
high.
so Terry, I need to go pick up my son from school. If you want to, you
Oh,
can keep
okay.
going. No, no, listen. If you want to keep going, you can, but I'll be gone. Like it's gonna take me about 30 minutes.
Okay,
So
I'll
it's up
keep
to you.
going. I'll just wait till
Okay,
you arrive.
okay. So I'll be back, guys. I gotta go pick up my son.
Okay. I'll also use the opportunity to see if there are questions. Maybe I
That
can just.
Right, that's fine. You can look in the chat and see if there's any questions.
Okay.
Okay.
And Dynas, don't forget, for you specifically, if you want to venture into that ENS space and stuff like that, there's stuff to do there.
Okay.
And
Absolutely. I'll
especially
be
with
right
your
back.
project, your project, your everything about that.
Okay. I'll be back.
Yes.
I'll be back. Give me 30 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay. So let me continue. Let's just continue with the data that we're looking at earlier on. I won't go into all these other details because some people may not know about it and all that. So if you want, let's say you have an idea already and stuff, and you want more information, you can contact me. Uloggers TV is my channel, and my email is on the screen. Sorry about that. And I'm heartfelt. I mean, I am a fan of. So if you contact me, I'll troubleshoot and all that. But right now, I'm offering a service. It's $50 for 3 hours, and it may extend more than that. But and my path to accomplishing this is I'll show you. I'll incline you towards creating your own cryptocurrency project because that's where there is value. So I'm not going to tell you about investing in cryptocurrencies. I'm going to teach you from the beginning until creating your own cryptocurrency project. That's the only way to dominate the space and influence it with our own African related narratives. We will get to that later on. But for now, let's quickly look at this history. So X.com, someone bought X.com. It's likely to have bought X.com for $10 or so. Like, let's see. I don't know if the original price of it may be listed on Namecheap. Let's see. Okay, so I don't know what the original price is, but imagine how much the person would have bought it for. Now, let's go back to that data and quickly conclude with that. Um, After we do this, carry out this data, complete this data, I'll quickly answer questions that I find, then we will continue. Okay, so uh, Zoom, this same user also had Zoom.com and sold it to Zoom. This same user also had Prime.com and sold it to Amazon. But in 2020, he sold NFT.com for $2 million. Okay, let's see what is on NFT.com. And NFT.com is actually related to NFTs. That's amazing. $2.2 million. Somebody bought this for $2 million. I'll have to look at this. Unlock the NFT platform better with a Genesis key. I've never come across this before, so I'll check this out later on, and you should as well. Okay, so more about the more data. Apologies, just a moment. Where is that? Where is that? Stop it. Oh gosh. I'll close some of this. Just a moment. How did I miss it? Okay, maybe it's here. Gosh, what's going on? Okay, here. Apologies. Okay, so an importance of Web 2 domains is for businesses. So one thing that has been established here is that with Web 2 domains, there are so many people that will spend the entirety of their lifetime on the internet, and they will not have a need for a domain name because they are unlikely to have a business or a blog post, a blog outlet, blogging outlet, or anything like that. The difference is that NFT domains are for both businesses and people. So not only can you use it to point to your enterprise or website, but you can also use it as your identity, associate it to your crypto identity. Now, let's scroll down. Look at the mindset of this number one broker in the world. Buy and don't flip tomorrow. He believes that you need 15 to 20 years for mainstream adoption, and we are 5 years into the cycle. Now, I'm not saying you should adopt this mentality. I'm not myself. The point here is, you know, you may decide to flip it or you may decide to hold it for a future. And his story about .com domain names in 2014 to 2016, two numbers hit $1 million, three numbers hit $100,000, four numbers hit $10K. Now, he's saying that there was a history in 2014 to 2016 where numeric charactered domain names were trending to where two-digit related domain names got to as high as $1 million in price. So that should give you insight into what may be coming in the near future. So far, even in the .ens domain space, I don't think that there are more than 1 million domains registered, and perhaps some 500,000 participants so far. So it's still in its early stage. And like I said, there is also other chains to explore besides Ethereum, like Solana, like Binance Smart Chain. If you want to explore domain names on Solana, you can contact me or the Binance Smart Chain on a variety of chains. Even on EVMOS that I showed earlier, you will notice that look at on EVMOS, when I connect my wallet, okay, my wallet is already connected. You'll see that my username is already there, surpassinggoogle.evmos. So I already have a domain name associated with my wallet on EVMOS. It's not compulsory that I associate like a website with it, but I can in the future. Now, if you want to set up a website and point it to your domain name, I already have a tutorial about it. Go to Uloggers TV. For the coding aspect, you may not need to code. You know, there are different outlets with websites builders that will give you the HTML associated with the landing page or stuff like that, and then you can upload or host that HTML on IPFS or Filecoin, and then point your domain to it. So you can use this. I've done a tutorial about that. And when you publish, you can save the HTML and publish that to IPFS or any decentralized hosting. It will not cost you anything. So you are now seeing the beauty of crypto, what is accomplishable in crypto. Let me see if there's any other thing. Now we will get to the African aspect, but before that, I will be trying to answer questions that I see in the chat. So there's no way for me to multitask and check out the chat all through. I've not been able to. So let me just see what is here and if there's any question. So, hey family, what's up, Dinos? Greeting. Just a moment, please. And kindly subscribe to my channel, Uloggers TV. Let me show that on the screen in the interim. So that's my channel. Okay, let me look for questions here. I'll subscribe. Didn't know you had a channel. Okay, thank you so much. Anyway, what makes this different from purchasing a regular domain name? Keisha, thank you for the question. I don't know if this is, directed at me, but kindly look at the video from the beginning when it started. What makes it different from a regular domain name? One of it is it cannot be censored because its evidence of its ownership is stored on a blockchain which is public. And a blockchain is database that is not centralized. So nobody can tamper it or has control over it. And an entire Web3 is in the making, which is an advanced form of internet. And in eventuality, there will be an inclination of the current internet, which is Web 2, towards Web 3. And you would have begun to dominate the Web 3 space earlier on. You can also build an application or website associated with your domain name and gain traction from the Web3 or crypto space that you will not be able to gain typically. So one thing about crypto, you can gain traction from a peer-to-peer audience without popularity. Yes, it's possible to have your website without paying for it. It's also possible to get a domain name and pay only once and forever own it. And if you decide to in the future, you can sell the domain name. If you look at the videos earlier, 4-character domain names are selling for like 50,000, 3-character domain names higher because there is a scarcity of them. And a lot of information in the earlier stage of this video. Yes, someone flipped 38 domain names and made $900,000. So that person's intention is not to use the domain names for their enterprises. They just bought it and they are flipping it. So there's a lot of information in the earlier part of the video. You can also contact me. My email is showing on the screen, uloggerstv@gmail.com. So, and it's at the basis of Web3. So there are many applications that you cannot access currently, hundreds of thousands of them already, that make up Web3 that you cannot interact with today using conventional methods. You need a cryptocurrency wallet to access them. Now, let me show you another use of that domain name. I showed it earlier on a social media platform built on Web3 that you cannot access except you have a domain name with the extension .lens. Now, this is, okay, let's say you visited an application like this, Uh, and let's say that this is a new application, but let's say in the future it has 1 million users, and you want to access it enough to interact with it, and maybe your golden opportunity and breakthrough is here, and you want to interact with people on the chat, in the chats and all that. You won't be able to access this chat without having a cryptocurrency wallet, first of all, and having a domain name associated with your cryptocurrency wallet. So you will notice here that my domain name, username is surpassinggoogle.ethereum. And because of this, I'm able to access this application. There will be many applications as such that you will not be able to access without a cryptocurrency wallet that is holding your domain. Now, another difference is the traditional domain name is just a domain name. The Web3 domain name is an NFT. An NFT is a non-fungible token, that shows that you own the domain name, and you can sell it and own it forever and all that. So basically, this application, for me to interact with it, it will simply check my wallet to see if I have the NFT surpassinggoogle.com in my wallet. Then it will grant me access. There will be many applications such as this that you will not be able to access without your domain, without this domain identity. And imagine what a world that will be when you are seeking limitless information out of certain Web3 based application, and you simply cannot. You'll be behind others that can access it. So please look at the previous the earlier part of this video and contact me if you have further questions. I have a Discord, but I've not been. In fact, I have a big Discord channel, but I've not been there for some time. But my Discord username, let me put it in the chat. I hope you will see it. And thank you, Mari Shai. Thank you. I have a Discord channel with 5,000 people, and I've not been there for 2 years, but that's because of my health limitations. So, but I've put my username there on the chat. Surpassing Google hashtag 1660. That's my Discord username. Telegram at Surpassing Google, but you have to type it correctly on Telegram because there are impersonators there. Okay, so let me see another question. If there is, I'll subscribe. Didn't know you had a channel. Oh, sorry. Start point. Don't really understand what he's talking about, but if I keep listening, eventually it will click. Mr. Sandman, you don't. It's very easy for you to understand. Just contact me. I'll dedicate 3 hours or more to enable you understand. You will understand it because it will be specific to you. This information now is generic. It may not do as much good because it's generic. In the case of a dedicated live stream for you, I'll be gauging your understanding and giving you information tangible to your own evolution. There will also be a 1 hour AMA. You can contact me using the email on the screen, or just go to the description of any of my videos on my channel, Uloggers TV, and you'll find resources there to contact me by. Thank you for attempting to understand. It's essential. We will soon go to the African side of things, but let me just quickly answer a question. Now, Lost Tafari says, nice NFT project out there named Afro Bubble on Magic Eden, Black artist. Yes, this is, if someone can create an application centric to that and try to excavate all Africans and host, feature them, aggregate them in one place, that would be awesome. Now, I have tons of ideas. If you are ready to build, I have my own projects. I'm attempting to surpass Google. I have many of them already lined up. But if you want to build a project, even if you are looking for a project that will dominate in terms of finances, if you target the African audience in crypto, not only will you adjust the world by bringing Africa to the fore, there's tons of opportunity for financial growth because there is no dominance there. Now, Afro Bubble, I've not checked it out, but I'm going to check it out. This may just be a collection of, if you talk of an NFT marketplace that features African related art, you can't think of one that exists. If you think of a ranking platform for African related cryptocurrencies, you can't think of one. If anybody pulls that off, you will gain traction guaranteed. Even if you end up selling ad space on with banners and stuff like that, there's too much you can accomplish. It's just virgin space, and that's why we're talking of this, the domain spacing as well. It's not yet dominated. Many of the African related domain names, they've been bought, but likely not by Africans. It's time to look into that. Afro Bubble, I'll be looking at that on Magic Eden. So it's possible to have a collection of arts, but it's also possible to create and publish them, and they, of course, they are NFTs, but it's also possible to create an entire project around that where the NFT has utility. I'll show you an application. You can look for a video on my channel, Uloggers TV, how to add utilities to your NFT instantly without coding knowledge. Check the description of that video. You will see an application, a link there that shows you, that will enable you create instantaneous utility for your collection so that it's not just an art sitting there. In case nobody buys it, you can still use it. So maybe you can gate your content, gate your Telegram group, and allow only holders of your NFT to access your group or your content. There's so much you can do. So let me see if I can find the video. It's a long time that I did that video. Let me see if I can find it. So I've done several of them, but one in particular is the easiest to use. Uh, just a moment. Let me see if I can find the link. Okay, so this is response for everyone. Copy link. Sorry. Oh gosh, what am I doing? I don't know if link is allowed. So in case the link is not allowed in the chat, just visit my channel and go to the description, that particular video, and go to the description. So if you want to add instantaneous utility to your NFT so that it's not just an art sitting there, but it has utility, you can use, okay, the link is not, I don't know if the link is allowed. I've added it. So Mr. Sandman, why I see it, people making money in crypto have way more than 3 hours of training. We need to catch up. Yes, 3 hours of training. I'm going to tackle your awareness and speed you up. The thing is, if you have to research information about crypto using content on the internet, you will spend ages, and it's ever advancing. Crypto is not like the conventional world. There are hundreds of applications building per day. There are thousands of cryptocurrencies launching per day. You cannot keep up. So my approach to teaching you about it is to create a relation amongst all, I'll only teach you about one or two blockchains in a way that you'll understand all the other blockchains. Teach you about one or two cryptocurrencies in a way that you understand thousands of them, and teach you about, and I'll show you all the tools. We will take action immediately, not later on. Within the stream, I'll share my screen. I will take action. So 3 hours is sufficient. Now, what the 3 hours will do is awareness. The next time you go on the crypto space and see a certain terminology, or you will already get a gist of what is being said. Yes, but it didn't take me hundreds of hours, to learn about it. I didn't read materials. I just went straight to interacting. And it will baffle you when I explain these things to you. Regardless of the complexity of a tech, it's limited in it's limited by the creator's understanding of the world. So, irrespective of how complex the tech is, if it's created by someone from the West, they are limited in what they can create. As such, however complex this innovation is, it's predictable. For example, many applications are built to be predictive of humans and restrictive of them. So, predictive of humans, meaning that, okay, people from a certain IP location are bound to react in a certain way. If you are from Indonesia, you're likely a spammer. If you're from Nigeria, you're likely a scammer. Then what is next? Curb their ability to interact limitlessly, and that is a basis for many applications. If you look at governance, governance only allows for two possible actions. Another thing that is being done with complex innovations is programming. So they cage you within a Boolean, and that is the same language used to control computers. Only two possible reactions to stimuli, off and on. So the same mechanics work with all the traditional innovations you see. Governance is based on vote or unvote. Morality is based on good or bad. Just those two, that within that premise. Money is based, even cryptocurrency these days, they cage it within bulls or bears, bullish or bearish. The way to advance in cryptocurrency is to be African, peer to peer, and break away from the premise of bulls or bears. So it's very easy to understand all these applications. Very, very easy. But you need. I'll explain it to you. That's where I come in. And I've written a notebook. I don't know if I've told you, an entire notebook. Oh, it's not showing up. Just a moment. With 355 pages. And it's not a book, it's a notebook, because I attempted to document what is not in the books. So things that you will not see on the entire internet about crypto, I documented it here, 355 pages. I tried not to research the internet and brought all the information out from my being and spirit. Okay, so let's go ahead. So 3 hours is sufficient. You'll quickly advance past even the veterans. Dynast has advanced. I've only done like 2 or 3 videos on Dynast's channel about crypto, and he has gone very far, like very, very far. It's baffling the type of questions he is already asking, telling me that he has really advanced. And if you look at 2 or 3 hours of videos, that's, 2 or 3 videos, that's maybe like some 6 hours of content. My email is on the screen, uloggerstv@gmail.com. I don't know if it's possible to put it here. Let me try. Okay, so let me see if there's another question, then we'll go to the roles Africans can play. Richmond, yes. And they sold for a lot. An emoji domain name, you can pull it off in crypto because a domain name is an NFT. So it was a trending niche in crypto in recent times. So yes, Richmond, yeah, emoji domain name is possible, and you can expect that of crypto. It's a peer-to-peer ecosystem, so anything is possible. Every limitation when it comes to innovation is possible in crypto. The reason is once you remove third party, everything becomes possible. Because let's say you have a breakthrough innovation that is tangible to the evolution of billions of people, but you don't have the data to accomplish that iteration because you need the data of billions of people. You cannot access that data because it's monopolized, except a Facebook or a Google decides to give you that data, which is almost impossible. So you cannot release that breakthrough information. In crypto, it's different. The data associated with millions of people are stored on a blockchain that you can access anytime. And everyone can access that information as well. And it's tamperless, it cannot be duplicated, so it's auditable or verifiable, and that's power. So, yes, still interesting info. It's good to stay informed on business matters. Yes, King Joseph, thank you. Again, if you want specific to you, you can contact me, Uloggers TV. Richmond, thank you. Yes, a lot of information, and it's inspirational information. Like, I want to surpass Google, and that's why I'm in crypto. Now I believe more than ever that I can surpass Google because of all this information. You cannot surpass Google using conventional methods. It's just impossible. So, and to surpass Google, what am I doing? I created a form of content called Ulogs. It's neither a blog or a vlog. It has its own mechanics. And Ulogs, how will I derive Ulogging type of content? I'll create a social media platform based on a blockchain where the primary content featured on that platform are Ulogs. Then I will rank those Ulogs on a new search engine on surpassinggoogle.com. Besides that, I'm going to create MacroHard, a programming language that will compete against Microsoft. And I'm also going to tackle the freelancing economy. And those three projects will form the basis for surpassing Google. In the freelancing economy, will allow both experts and non-experts to participate in the gig economy. All applications will be built on a blockchain, Web3 applications. So it's now possible more than was once or ever the case. Now, fundraising. We talked about fundraising earlier. I cannot raise funds, for example, let's say I wanted to bootstrap my project on a GoFundMe because I'm not in an eligible location. I may need to go through a third party. And that third party, let's say the third parties in USA will be limited as well. If it raised like $10,000, the bank will question him. But in crypto, you can raise. I've contributed to a project that has raised $1 billion 3 times already on the basis of a landing page. It's only possible in crypto because crypto has smart contract capabilities where you donate to a fund and it's released by a program. The distribution of the funds is released according to a vesting schedule by a program that you cannot tamper because it is a smart contract and its state is recorded on a blockchain. So, yeah, it's just like Git. When you download it to your computer, it's easier to use. And Keisha, I don't know if you're a programmer, you can advance fast in the crypto world if you're a programmer. Programmers in crypto make tons of money, way more money than the traditional space. Not only can you get a job, you can also create your project. If you freelance, you'll make a lot of money because there's a rarity of blockchain programmers. So if you can start studying Solidity and the free resources conventional resources like Free Code Camp have also incorporated blockchain modules. I'm not a programmer, but I'm going to create a programming language based on an African language. It's called MacroHard. And I'm accomplishing these things based on spirituality. Okay, the crypto space is fairly new. I have my concerns. Yes, you don't have to have concerns, King Joseph. You just need to tackle those dominate, no, influence the space with your beauty and identity. So we cannot dwell on concerns. If there is a concern, you simply create a project in crypto that tackles those concerns. It's now possible to do so because it's limitless. Well, when I become a developer, I have 2 years. When will be certified developer, I do this resell for high profit. Ayana, yes, this is a good route. Developing. If you want to start learning about crypto smart contracts with ease, you can try out this application. The person that created this application, he had only 4 months of learning and then created this application. And with this application, they've raised funds in the millions. And the person behind this application, I don't think he's a pro programmer. He had like 4 months of learning. I came across him passively, and he has already built this application where you can learn Solidity and smart contracts, blockchain related programming. So it's free to join and you can start there. Okay, so I'll just take one more question and go back to, yes, no, I'm not lying. I may get into some cryptocurrency in the near future. Yes, King Joseph, please look at the earlier part of this video. Crypto is more than investments and all that. It's the basis for Web3. There's a lot you can do on it. Please look at the earlier part of the video. The investment side, that's just a minimal one aspect of crypto. Need one-on-one class. Yes, Keisha, you need that. One-on-one class will start from the beginning. So, and it won't be theory, it will be practical. So I'll be sharing the screen and all that. So basically you are selling people's web name. People do that, but in my case, I don't do that. But people can do that in the crypto space, and they do that in the conventional naming space as well. So that's not something to worry about. We showed you the history of one that's why these brands, they protect all maybe they buy all the domains and all that. But again, there's a monopoly there, so Google, for example, is a generic word, but Google practically owns it. And for me to even get surpassinggoogle.com and protect and give it HTTPS was a struggle. The only way I could get surpassinggoogle.com was from a crypto-related outlet that sells domain names. So I didn't get it from Namecheap. I got it from, and they were ambitious about getting it. And that's how I got surpassinggoogle.com. But that's not Google itself, but it was a struggle to get it. So they could get it, but it was a struggle to give it this HTTPS, but that was done. So blockchain developer, you don't need 10 years, you only need months. Most of the smart contracts, you don't need to install anything on your PC. You just need a MetaMask wallet. Then the outlet for writing code and publishing it to any of the EVM compatible chains is I don't know if this is it. I think it's .org. You only need months to become a blockchain developer. Oh gosh, where is just a moment.
All right, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, cool.
Welcome, welcome. I just wanted to answer Ayana. Uh, oh gosh, just a moment. Can't remember the URL. Yes, so you don't need to download anything to publish smart contracts to the blockchain. Whether you want to create a token or gosh, what's going on? Just a moment. Can't I remember? Just a moment. I can't remember the URL. Let me see if I can get it from here. Okay, so that's the correct URL. Remix dot uh, remix.ethereum.org. I don't know why it's not opening. But yes, if you want to, you don't need you only need a few months to learn Solidity and become a blockchain programmer. The basis for learning about becoming a blockchain programmer is first of all this knowledge that that we are carrying, that we're learning about. So you need to learn what everything that we are doing right now. You need to learn about it, and just a moment. Use this videos. Okay, so you need to know the basics: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Then this is the important aspect. You need to learn about Web3, like we're already doing. Learn about blockchain, EVM, and smart contracts. So this is all theory, not the actual programming. Then after you've learned about that, then you learn about Solidity and Truffle hard hat. Solidity especially. So you'll already start making smart contracts and become a blockchain developer. So it takes months and not years to accomplish that. So let's see. Someone said I think it's better Africa comes with its own cryptocurrency, not to throw any shade. Go Block to Africa was here. This powerful. Creators will love this. Nobody blocked Go Black to Africa. He restricted his own comment. Okay. So I didn't know he's here as well. Okay. So yes, SAF VFX. I have a Discord, but I'm not very active on there. But my username is, I already put it here before. Um, Telegram, I have Telegram channel as well as username. My username on Telegram is surpassing Google dot. I mean at surpassing Google, and on Discord my username is. I'm just going to type it. I don't know if you'll find it. 1660. So surpassing Google hashtag 1660. That's my username on Discord. Yes, the ownership of domain is very attractive, but unless common browsers adapt it, it will be hard to market your site to customers who are less savvy. Yes, that will come about. If you look at the earlier part of the video, we're able to render it on Chrome and Opera. And note that crypto has its own audience. So you'll be exposing your venture to a crypto-centric audience that is different from the traditional internet. Now, this is something else that you should consider, incorporating crypto into your existing projects. If you want to discuss that, you can also contact me. There's so much advantage to incorporating your own a cryptocurrency or NFT into your existing projects. You know, you can raise funds, you can reach a new type of audience, some of who do not even like or engage with the traditional internet space. And there's a lot you can do. So you can put your existing enterprise at a limitless level. You can also incentivize growth. You add a cryptocurrency and you incentivize participation. So people basically get rewarded for carrying out an action on your application. You can also do rebates with, there are certain cryptocurrency you can, let's say someone spends money on your platform and you rebate them in cryptocurrency to incentivize consumption. All this is so possible with crypto. Okay, so now that we have finished with the questions, let's, okay, Dynast is here. Okay, so now that we have finished with the questions, the African aspect of things, we will not delve in too deep. But what I'll recommend is, you know, that at the very least, you go and get your own .ethereum domain name, or you can get a .nft or .crypto domain name on Unstoppable Domains. I've done a video about that. You can get a free one if you have a Twitter account. Please look at the previous video I did with Dynast, or you can contact me for that to get your first free NFT domain name. And, you know, if it's African related, the better. For example, if you check, if people are into Pan-Africanism, if you check panafrican.eth, it has been taken, but panafricans.eth is available, and it's just $10 or $11 at the moment. So it all starts there. You know, why not get this? They may become handy in the future. And then in the future, you can start building applications and point them to these domain names. If you're an African and you have an NFT collection just sitting there, consider adding utility to your NFT collection. Maybe like with a gated content. There are now tools that enable you to do that. So you may gate your Discord channel or your Telegram and only allow NFT holders of your holders of your NFT to access it. If you have a parent domain name, you can create a subdomain and either give it out for free or even sell it, and only allow holders of your subdomain holders of your parent domain to access. There's a lot you can do. Now, in the industry of Web3, it's just untouched. So how about a social media platform, you know, for African related story? How about a social media platform like Dynast mentioned controversy early on? many of this Dino's channel is supposed to have grown extremely already, but I'm sure there may be some shadow banning algorithm wise on subjects that the West feel is controversy. So how about creating a social media platform on a decentralized blockchain? You don't have to start from the beginning. You can hard fork an existing, like replicate an existing one and start there, and then adding a cryptocurrency element or NFT element, and stuff like that. There's a lot you can do. It's just for Africans, that's the only way to influence matters. Create projects rather than pursuing cryptocurrencies, investing in cryptocurrencies for a 10x and all that. Create projects basically, and now is the time to do so more than ever. So a good place to start, like I mentioned, is to get tangible domain names in the .eth category or .crypto, .nft category. Another thing we can do is videos like this. Some channels may not accept me to be on there, but I don't know if Dynas can influence matters. So if other diaspora related channels, maybe they can, so that we can create a movement starting with the dot. It's possible, Dynas, to create a movement, assuming people are watching this and let's say they take action, and we just create a trend on the an African club on the ENS space. It just takes because all the chain data is public. Once there is traction, let's say like 100 people buy some African related domain names, let's say Yoruba, for example, or let's say you target Swahili words, and there's a movement already, like 100 people start to purchase it, it will create a wave. That's crypto for you. Because of the public data, people can foresee an impending wave, and then you have random people purchasing it, and then the value starts to rise, the floor rises, and it constitutes its own club. Arabic, for example, I'm sure somebody just started that, and then the chain took over. So there's a lot that we can do. And speaking of ideas, so many, tons of them. If you want to build, there's no aggregator, there's no NFT marketplace featuring African related stuff exclusively. There's no ranking platform like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko highlighting the African related projects and giving them limelight. Everything, every industry of crypto, you can't think of two or three projects African based prominent in the space. So it's time to take action. And I believe that we can take action with 3 hours. Contact me. Let's inspire you with a specific live stream for you. Then your mind's eye will open you and you'll transition on to creating your own cryptocurrency project. So I believe that's sufficient for today. Many people cannot understand fully what is going on. So I'll come again. We'll do another topic again.
Hey, Terry, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. How can people reach you if they want to reach out to you?
Maybe we'll just keep it simple and just my email,
Which is on the screen, your
uloggers.tv.
username right
Yes,
there.
because it's hard to post links. Like I'm sure, like sometimes if I post link as a comment, you'll need to review it before it can publish. I don't usually see the comments, so I think it's more effective if they send an email, and you can just subscribe to Uloggers TV, and underneath my videos, you will find how to reach me underneath in the description. And yes, I have some offers that will interest you. One, of course, is 3 hours, and I'm charging $50 for that. 3 hours of this crypto learning from the beginning to enable till you are enabled to create your own cryptocurrency project. And then the other offer is 500. I don't think you can find this anywhere in crypto. 500 freshly created videos covering the subject of crypto. So I'll do it like educational, and you can use that to educate yourself, educate others, and create a viral YouTube channel. From 500 videos, you can get some 2,000 shorts. There's a lot you can do with that, even if you have affiliate links and all that, and you have the energy to publish it. So that's what I'm offering. I'll create the videos afresh for you and for you to upload. So I'm not going to be videos that I've already done and delivered that. So those are the two major offers. Other offers are a bit advanced. Like if you want to incorporate crypto into your existing project and you want to discuss like advisory, we can do that. If you want to, yes, and all that research and all that, I can give you some guidance at least. So yes, and I have my notebook. I'm intending to document another one, but you can get this one. If you get a paperback, I would love it because, amongst other things, is dedicated to my parents who passed away. So 355 pages. It's on Amazon. You can get it. And the link, you can check the link underneath any of my videos. It's there.
No, I've actually bought the book on Amazon as well.
Yes, it's not a book. It's a notebook.
Notebook. I'm sorry,
Yes.
notebook. Yeah.
Okay, so I intend to document all the notebooks. So I'm going to have a school. It's called Legitimate Illiteracy, and the curriculum of study are notebooks, which will document the untolds, things that you cannot find in the book, in books. And the basis of that is knowledge from the down-to-earth spaces of Africa. So there are going to be many notebooks in existence. The styling of documenting it is U-logging. So I'm not blogging or vlogging, I'm U-logging. And U-logging is a form of content, African-based, where you are allowed to be you without reservations. It doesn't have the standard of perfection that a blog or vlog has, and it tends not to reference existing material so that content can be dynamic, ever refreshing. And that will form the basis for the content that will feature on surpassinggoogle.com. Now,
Terry, hold up your book again so people can see it.
okay. It's on Amazon. You can also find it with the title, but the title is lengthy.
Hopefully you guys got that. So there we go.
Yes.
Because I bought the book myself too.
Yes, thank you very much. It's inspirational.
No,
yes. So, Dynast, you are inspirational in that you have advanced in your crypto knowledge. Is baffling how far you have come already. For you to know Cosmos and all that. So, I know that very soon you will, you have all the basis to create a successful project already.
Right.
And it will gain traction globally. That's crypto for you. You may not be able to. Yes, so look into that. I know that you will get there.
We'll talk. Definitely, we'll talk.
It's very important. And yes, so earlier, the Wodemaya domain, I don't know who got it, if Wodemaya did, or, so yes, so that's about it. And that's Mansa. I saw Mansa is very fast. Yes. I saw your video of Yeah.
Appreciate it. So we'll go ahead and log out. And everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, Search for Uhuru. Peace.
Bye-bye.